Wait for the bum, 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 bum. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this all the time here. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for episode 2 of Convention Attention Abridged here on a special Wednesday night edition. Usually we're on Fridays, but we're going to be doing this tonight on Wednesday because we got a very special week. It is Otakon week coming up. All the pre-registration business starts down in Baltimore tomorrow, and then the big convention itself on Friday. And tonight's show is going to be dedicated to Otakon, as a matter of fact, because we're going to be sharing some stories and memories of the years that they've been in Baltimore before they make the big jump to DC next year. But we'll get into all of that a little bit in just a second. I got a couple of people joining me here in the group at the moment. Just incidentally, if you do happen to, anybody that stumbles upon this, and I hope you do, if you want to join in, you have an Otakon story to share with us, the link to the Google Hangout is, I gotta adjust my camera angle, there is below the link is below for the Google Hangout, so you can jump in. The chat room is also, the text chat is also up on the side. I'll be checking that as we work our way along here, so all that is going to be nice and in place. And if anything, with any luck, Paul should be joining us in a little bit. So we'll try to get everything started with that in just a little bit. In the meantime, though, let me welcome the guys that are here. First, he's joined us for a couple of the game show and anime ones. Charles Berman. Charles, you in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, okay, nice and, here, I'll tell you what, adjust your camera angle, it's like you're getting cut off at the chin here. There we go, now we can see all of that face. Okay, perfect. And our other guy here, first time joining us here, and it's been a few years since I've seen this guy, going back to the years that I was at Otakon. Ed Beltran, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing very, very good here. I'll just tell you now, the yellow that you see here in the kitchen, it's not staying for much longer. I've got to do a repaint job all by Saturday to get ready for Joey's 3rd birthday party.
Wow.
So, yeah. And I still remember, matter of fact, I'll save that story for a little bit later, Ed, yeah, because I remember you did a favor for me when Joey was about to be born. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's start like we usually do. We're going to go through our Smash or Trash rounds. As those of you that watch this know, we're just going to go through some items of the week, and we're just going to give our roundtable opinion, what we think of them. So, item number 1, let's get the big item of the week out of the way first.
Well, because
the one... What happened there, Charles? Okay. The one name this week that has been out there everywhere, and in the opinion of some, not a good way, Nintendo. They have been cracking down like nobody's business. They've had 2 major shutdowns that they've done with cease and desist this week. First, with regards to something that I talked about on the abridged news last Friday, the archive that somebody started of the classic Nintendo Power magazines dating from '88 to 2001. They had that archive all pulled. And then this week, a group of people did a fan remake of the Game Boy game Metroid 2 Return of Samus in honor of Metroid's 30th anniversary. That just got shut down yesterday too. So Nintendo has been really cracking down on things, and there have been other things I've talked about recently too. So here, Ed, I'll start with you. Nintendo with all these shutdowns, what do you think, smash or trash?
Trash, because I think with like all the shutdowns that are going on, it just piss off certain fans. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to put Nintendo Power, because I think Nintendo's becoming a dictatorship of a company, because they've been like, they didn't want any fan-made stuff. They didn't want any archives of the Nintendo Power and all. I think they should. I think they should bring those back, because I miss reading Nintendo Powers. I used to have a bunch of those Nintendo Power magazines back in the day.
Same here.
Until I decided to trash them, which is a dumbass move I made.
Ooh. Yeah, especially given now, just how classic some of those games have gone or whatever.
As far as Nintendo Power is concerned, I love all those posters, and I wish If I still had those Nintendo Power magazines, I would like get the posters for them. 'Cause there are so many awesome posters, like the Mega Man ones. I think there's like a Mega Man 3 one. There is Metroid, Return of Samus, and then the back of it has like the Super Nintendo games, list of Super NES games coming out. So there was a lot of stuff when I read Nintendo. Pretty good things with Nintendo Power, like the Nestor comics, the Mario's.
Oh yes, Nestor. I forgot about him. It's,
Yeah, Nestor's
how far
Adventure.
back it goes. So crazy then. Let's see here, Charles. Here, let's get you jumped in there. What do you think with regards to everything Nintendo's been shutting down?
Complete and utter trash, man. Complete and utter trash. I enjoyed the Nintendo Power magazines when I was a kid, and they shut it down on archive.org. I was about to download every single article.
Yeah, trash.
Did you manage to download any of those before Nintendo got in there?
Half of them.
Oh, you did get some of them though.
Half of them.
Okay, I may have to reference with you later on because I'll just say this for myself because if anything aside from the in-depth video game reviews that they used to do with Nintendo Power, I can also in a sense thank Nintendo Power for me having any semblance of ability to draw. Because when I was going through grade school, high school, and things like that, I couldn't even draw a single stick figure. And then I just finally decided, no, I'm being dead serious. And then what I started to do was when we first got a Nintendo Power subscription, and even then this didn't happen until a few years after that, what I ended up doing was just to try to teach myself to draw. I used to, since I was a big fan of the Mega Man games, still am, I dug up any Nintendo Power that I had that covered a Mega Man game, and any Robot Masters that they had drawings of, I started trying to physically recreate them. You should have seen me at my desk. I was like literally like turning the magazine this way so I could get this angle and that back and forth and stuff like that. And it was coming out really good after a while and stuff like that, trying to recreate the Robot Master drawings. My family loved them and things like that. I was adorning my wall in my bedroom with every one that I made. So it's something that, just seeing this, I was ready to go after those issues again just so I could have all those pictures in front of me, and then this happened. So it is a shame. But I'll say this, and this is another thing that I talked about on a previous abridged newscast. These are not the first things as of late that Nintendo has cracked down on. There is, and you'll probably see them, you guys, both of you, when you go to Otakon this weekend, in the vendors room. There's a couple of companies that also, one got cease and desisted. There's a T-shirt company called T-Turtle. Any of you guys familiar with them?
I never heard of that.
If you get a chance to look them up, it's T as in TEE T-shirt turtle.com. They do like they do a lot of for between movie franchises, video game franchises, a lot of those geeky T-shirts, and the characters are all like chibi style sort of or whatever. Well, they used to have a lot of Nintendo shirts. I even have myself one of the core Pokemon playing poker with each other and stuff like that. I've got that shirt. Nintendo slapped them with a cease and desist and said you can't put any Nintendo characters on shirts, so they had to stop doing those. And then there's another one that another company called Sanchi, that for the last like 7 years they've been making pin sets of the Pokemon badges from each of the regions. I've got a Kanto set myself. And they decided to discontinue those because they were worried about getting slapped down. They still have a few sets left. They're just burning out the stock until it's all bought, and then they're not going to make any more because they don't want Nintendo coming after them. So Nintendo just really, and make no mistake, I understand completely that they are within their rights to do this. I guess it just makes everybody curious, like why are they the only ones that are handing these things down when like Sega isn't, Sony isn't, and Square Enix isn't, and all the others. It just makes people curious. So who's to say, I guess. Okay, well let's get out of that mess of things or whatever. Okay, now what else did I have here? Because I had my articles tagged here, and now I got to find them again because this thing keeps getting slower. Oh yes, let me ask you something. Ed. Did you ever have any interest whatsoever in getting into voice acting?
Not a bit of it.
Now, Charles, what about you? Did you ever think about wanting to get into the voice acting game?
Not a bit of it, man.
I got to admit, I've thought about the idea once in a while here. I found this interesting. Over in Japan, there was a voice talent company called 81 Produce, and they did a voice actor audition contest. Something like try to find like the next generation. So I think this was like a kids competition, and they had and let's see, it was a nine. The winner was a 9-year-old girl from Osaka by the name of Hikari Torio, and she got several different prizes for the thing. What she did for the thing. Let me see here. It says for the vocal portion, because I'm reading this from Anime News Network, so where we get a lot of our news from. For the vocal portion, she sang the song "Lion" by Mayan, a performance which won her the Joy Sounds Prize, and she actually won several awards, during this thing. But what do you think of this idea of giving the kids like this a chance to experience the voice acting and all that stuff, Ed?
I think it's pretty awesome that they do something like that. It's nice to get. It's like getting opportunities. I know, like in the U.S., we have American Idol and all these other shows, but I think it's like giving opportunities of people to be like the next voice actor. I don't know if there's anything similar to that in the States here, but it'll be something that'll be nice. But me, it's like I only do little bits and pieces of voice acting, but just for like minor stuff, but nothing major yet. So if I were to do like voice acting, I would like to do something like based on fighting games because fighting games are my favorite thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's how we became friends. Yeah, through the fighting game shoots at Otakon.
Exactly.
So right. So no, yeah, I could see that, however. But I assume when you said other things, I imagine you did like I guess like what AMVs and that sort of thing.
I did some. I helped my fiance. If you guys are watching, her name's Mint Girl, and she does the top 100 Sonic moments on YouTube.
She should have been here 4 weeks ago when we did our Sonic at 25 cast. Tell her to watch it. It's in 2 parts because we had some technical difficulties that night. But have her watch and leave some comments. Yeah, we'd love to
Yeah.
get some more feedback on that.
I want to do voice acting, but it's just like I want to do some other projects as well. But I've just been very swamped with real life activity.
No, I get you, absolutely, not a problem. Charles, what do you think of having these kids do this little voice acting contest sort of thing?
I think it's pretty interesting, to be honest with you. It's a good idea to get the newest generations into the voice acting, which I think is a real blessing for everybody.
It sounds very good. And you guys are right about the fact that, yeah, I think with all the other talent competitions that we've had so far over the years in here, what started with The Gong Show and American Idol, and then translating to now we have The Voice, and we have all these other types of contests and things like that. As a matter of fact, I don't know if either of you guys ever remember this one, but early on in American Idol's big heyday, like this was like in the first couple of years that they started. There was another singing competition show that Fox did. It was called. It only lasted one season. It was called Performing As. The basic idea it was the same competition like American Idol, but you weren't just singing the artist's music. You actually physically became the artist. They gave you the costumes, they gave you the makeup, they gave you the choreography and all that stuff. Wherever you literally physically transformed into the artist that you were trying to be. So they had people who were performing as Garth Brooks, Shania Twain, Barbara Streisand. There was a Frank Sinatra guy that was supreme excellent, and he would have won the whole thing if not for the fact that there was an Aretha Franklin who was even better. It was so, but with that kind of sort of thing, I find it interesting that like voice acting's maybe one of the few performing type of reality shows we haven't had yet. So would you watch something like that if maybe like Sci-Fi or Cartoon Network made some kind of reality competition like that?
Oh, definitely.
I have my mixed feelings about it. Like, you know, like when Sci-Fi had this other show like that deals with the cosplays, it kind of went downhill. But I'm not sure how.
Heroes of Cosplay.
Whatever that cosplay show is, it's a piece of crap.
Yeah, Heroes of Cosplay. That's what it was.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Although I'll say this, I did actually find because I was looking this up for the. For when we did Game Show Talkin' Fun 2 weeks ago, I did actually stumble across. I was trying to look at a list of shows from the last 6 years that had happened since we had last done podcasting, and there was actually according to what I found, I guess see if I can find on the list here. There was actually a cosplay design competition. Yeah, it was only 6 episodes. Yeah, it was on 2 years ago in the summer. It was called Call to Cosplay. So, and I didn't even know about it until I was researching for that list for the game show side of things. So, but as far as I read, it was a cosplay design contest, or not the way you see it at cons, but just like. Yeah, think of it sort of a Project Runway kind of thing, I guess. So.
Or like Skin Wars on GSN.
Yeah, in a sense like that. Yeah, one of those kind of things. Yeah, I'd be curious if anybody like posted an episode on YouTube or something like that. We'll have to take a look for that later or something like that. Okay, so let's see what we got here next here. Oh, okay. Let's see. In the last couple weeks, as I've been doing the Abridged news, I've been finding interesting things that they're coming up with in Japan for different promotions. Like there was a food truck for Assassination Classroom that's currently out in Tokyo right now by the Fuji TV buildings, I think it is, and they're selling. What's the name of the guy with the yellow, the teacher with the yellow face? I can't remember his name. Either of you guys watch Assassination Classroom?
I haven't seen any of the new stuff yet.
Me neither. I've never seen any of the episodes either.
I'm just trying to think. Whatever that teacher is, that's just like the yellow face or whatever. They're selling pancakes with his facial impression on it or whatever. So, but they got a lot of different like promotional events that they do in Japan, stuff like that. I found this one interesting. There is a taxi company in Japan. They announced this on Monday. This is the Gojo Transport Service. And they announced this week they are going to be starting on Friday and going through this weekend. They're going to be deploying an Itasha taxi. This is in time for the Comiket 90 Dojinshi convention. It'll ferry customers around the Tokyo International Exhibition Center for rates comparable to regular taxi service, and the entire taxi is going to be wrapped around. It'll feature the image of Purosei-chan, and I guess Itachi is the anime. I'm not totally sure here because not totally familiar with. But let's see, Purosei-chan first shown at the Nico Chokaigi 2016 event at the end of April. But it's just interesting to actually. What do you think of the idea if you called for a taxi and it came up and it was bearing the image of anime characters, like this? What do you think? How would you react to that, Ed?
I was like, oh my god, who are you supposed to be? I'm like, I never heard of this anime, so I'm like, oh my goodness, this is pretty cool. I'll go for it.
Yeah, here I'll put a link in for the article so you guys can see a picture of what it looks like here. It'll be in the side window here. There's There's a chat window on the right side of this if you click on. So the article's right there. Just linked it so you can see it there. Charles, what about it? If like I said, you hail a taxi, it comes and it's got anime emblazoned all over it in some fashion. How would you react?
I think that would be honking pretty honking cool, actually.
Somebody trying to get you there, Charles?
No. Someone's trying to call my old man.
You always, every time you've come with us on one of these shows, you've always had an interesting crowd behind you.
Yeah, my dad's coming to the con with me this year.
Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. You're in Baltimore now.
Born and raised there, right here.
That's right. Yeah, because you used to live in Baltimore and now you're in Texas. You told me.
Right.
Okay, that's true. Oh, okay, that's okay. So the whole family's there. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, I see there. Yeah.
My wife's back in Texas.
1 second, Mr. Jimmy.
I gotcha. So there you go. Tell her I said hi. Anyway, all right. Let me ask this just as a side question with regards to this with the anime taxi here or whatever. If you did hail a taxi and it did have the anime images on or whatever, what would be like the ultimate image for you to see that you would just like completely totally mark out if the taxi had this particular character or show covered in it?
I think that was pretty honking cool. I'm a big anime buff. You know that.
But I mean, is there any one particular anime that if the taxi were covered in characters or images from that one particular show, you would mark out for?
Fully Cooley.
Which one?
Fully Cooley.
Okay, what's that one?
It's with Haruko-san. She when they walks Naruto on the head with the guitar.
Sounds like an El Kabong thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Do me a favor, if you can get me a Wikipedia, just put it here on the chat on the side, so I could take a look at later on things like that. And what about you? Like I said, one particular anime you'd love to see splattered all over a taxi?
I'm thinking like I have so many animes in my mind, but if there's one, I would pick the Macross, aka Robotech.
Ah, okay. You're going for the old school. that sounds pretty.
I have so many on my list. I would like to see the Guyver. I like to see Slayers. I like to see Samurai Troopers, aka Ronin Warriors. It's like a huge ass list I have.
I can imagine, yeah. So I don't know what I would want. I mean, obviously seeing something here Street Fighter or Sonic related would probably be pretty cool, things like that. I can imagine a Sonic Taxi. That would make total sense.
That would be nice. But if it's like video game related, I would like to see like.
Well, just anything.
Like if it's a video game related, I would like to see like some Neo Geo stuff, like King of Fighters or Samurai Showdown.
Maybe see those when the Evo tournament is going on in Vegas. Get the Vegas taxis set up like that.
I wish they did when I was in Evo, and I was like, why don't they do that? It's just I don't see any like Rio taxi. It's just all or like Rio monorail, because I know I always take the monorail going to Evo.
Gotcha. I can imagine though. I mean, sooner or later that idea will come. I can only guess. Okay, so we got that. All right, let's see. I got one more item here. I want to make sure we get. And interestingly enough, we have. There's been so much with Pokemon Go. For once, we're actually leaving Pokemon Go out of the news for for a little bit. So we actually just take a break from it slightly. So, but let me get the last time up here. Okay, we talked about voice acting competitions a couple minutes ago, and along the way we mentioned cosplay as well and things like that. Let me see. I saw something here about just trying to see if I can find it. There was a world cosplay contest that took place, and the winners. Unfortunately, from what I saw in the information, we did not get anybody. Here it is. Yes, the the World Cosplay Summit 2016. It doesn't say where it took place though. I'd have to track this down. I wonder where it is that they actually do this. But But what's interesting is they got the winners for this year, and I'll show you the pictures and things like that. There it is, right there in the link. But a couple from Indonesia took the top prize this year with. So the top three came from Indonesia, from Denmark, and from France. Unfortunately, we did not get in there at all and things like that. So I wish that would have proof that we got to step up our game, I think. But do you think either of you, would you ever, either of you have any kind of guts or whatever as to do, like I said, not just for a single convention, like Otakon or something like that, but for something that's going to determine the best cosplay in the world? Would either of you have the guts to try anything like this?
I would give it a shot.
What would you do?
Let's see. I'd like to do. I think I cosplayed as this character from Adventure from the Atari 2600 game. Adventure from the Atari Adventure. That's one of the cosplays I like to do for that costume, because that's like an old school game that no one ever heard of.
That sounds good there. Let me see, Charles. What about you? Would you ever try to become the best cosplayer in the world?
Yes, I would.
What would you do?
Link, the Legend of Zelda, which I'm cosplaying as this year.
Sticking to the old school here. Let me see. According to the article, it says let's see. It was Ryan Sid and Freya Mai from Indonesia. They posed as Cyan and Mai, as Cyan and Seth from Trinity Blood. Let's see. Denmark's team dressed as Perseus and Lalvin from the Angel of Ellenberg. That from the manga, and France's team did Hanoka and Eli from Love Live. I've been hearing a lot about Love Live lately. I've got some friends that are seem to be huge on it or whatever. I don't know if either of the two of you watch that.
What is it called?
Love Live?
I don't think so.
I could probably imagine that's a. I would probably guess that that's more for the female base or whatever. We're actually going to base a Card Sharks question for the guys about that very soon or whatever. Scott's coming down tomorrow, and he's going to have the surveys going about and things like that. And one of them is going to be for the guys that we're going to ask. Is there an anime that you don't tell anybody that you watch because it's more intended for a female audience? So it'd be interesting to see what opinions we get about that. So.
Yeah, what time Scott could be down there tomorrow?
Oh, like I said, I know he's leaving. Scott's heading down there. I think he said about 8:15 is when his bus starts going down there. So he should be down there by 12, and he'll get himself set up, and then he'll go get the pre-registration done, start doing all that business. So he'll be in. So he'll be in the neighborhood very soon or whatever. He couldn't be with us tonight because he's actually working right now. So, but he's going to. He did leave me a story for tonight, though. I'll share his as we go along. Okay, so all right, so we'll close out Smash or Trash on that note and things like that. And all right, so. Now the big story. We've been preparing for this now for about it was 2 years ago, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ed. It was 2 years ago that they first announced that they were going to move Otakon to DC next year.
It was actually that announcement started after Otakon 20. It was 2000. I think it was 2013.
Yeah, it was 13.
I gotcha. Okay. All right, so we've got that taken care of. So in the whole story of this, with everything, yeah, here, Charles. I think your noise back there is hooking up the screen again or whatever the case is. We just gotta be careful about that. But anyway, so the story here then is that now we're coming to what is the very last year, and so what I wanted to do tonight is I wanted to give us and anybody else that had a chance to share whatever. And I have a couple of stories from some people that couldn't make the show, whatever the case is. Want to have a chance to just tell some of your personal memories and stories with regards to Otakon's past and things like that. What do you remember most? What are you gonna miss? And all those different kinds of things. And here I'll start with one. I'll bring up this one from the team because, like I said, even though Scott couldn't be here, he sent me his memories from before. So I'm just going to read this off the messages that he gave me. As Scott tells the story, he started attending Otakon back in 2003, and that's when he also first got into cosplay. In a way, he says Otakon was my first anime convention I ever went to. I was invited by a coworker when I lived back home. One memory he had was meeting the voice actor that played Hiei on Yu Yu Hakusho. I think I pronounced the character name right. He says he still has the photo. He also got to see Larkin Seal. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing these names right. If anybody that really knows me knows that I butcher names like nobody's business. I'm trying to hopefully say these right. He also got to see Larkin Seal perform the following year when he went back. And over the course of the last 3 years, he's been happy that he's been able to make new friends, perform for the Masquerade show when he cosplayed as Link. He said it's been the one con that he'll always attend that has a special place in his heart. And I'll admit, I got to agree with that. My first Otakon was in 2009, and I've always said to a lot of people, and I'll continue to say it till I die, anybody that says that Disney World is the happiest place on earth has never been to Otakon. So that's just something that I've always held since the first time that I went there. But I'll get into more of my personal stories in a little bit. Ed, for you, what was your biggest Otakon memories that you can recall?
This is a good question to ask. I like hosting fighting game shoots. I started out doing Capcom versus SNK back in 2006. But before that, I got involved before I started going to Otakon in 2003. I started doing a full 3 days. I started cosplaying in Otakon 2003. I went there 2002 and 2000 for just 1 day only. So I came in 2003. After 2002, I noticed I see a lot of people in costumes. I was in my Megadeth T-shirt that time and
going Beavis and Butthead, were you?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, when I make it, and I saw these all costumes. I don't have a camera, and the only thing I do is chill in the dealer room most of the time. So after I leave Otakon, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go do some cosplay the following year. I'm gonna attend all 3 days so I can enjoy the con experience rather than being there for 1 day only, because it's cheap to do the last day as well. But I realized that there was a lot of things to do if you go attend all 3 days. For example, there are a lot of events, a lot of gaming tournaments, a lot of voice actors.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the gaming room. Yeah, is always humongous in the BCC. I remember that from my year's visits.
Well, Otakon 2004 was the first time I got involved in the SNK shoot, because without the people I met at the SNK shoot, I won't be doing any SNK cosplays. My first one I did was first SNK character I did was Ukyo Tachibana from Samurai Spirits. Then later I decided to do the following year I did Kensho from King of Fighters for the Capcom versus SNK shoot, and then I've been doing different variants of Kenso the following years. I also did Toto from Art of Fighting, so I did a lot of fighting game characters, a lot. So there's a lot of great memories I have with a convention, meeting new friends. Because if I didn't attend Otakon, I won't be able to do all those fighting game cosplays or meet all those friends I met. And it was 2011 was the moment I treasured the most, because this was the time when I started dating who's dating this girl who's now my fiance. So
when did you get engaged? Yeah, because you mentioned that before.
I got engaged last May.
Oh, okay, so this is just recent, yeah. So, no, congratulations, yeah, because I know we haven't talked in a while, so.
So we had our own day, but what's kind of funny was that year before when we our first date dating, we witnessed a couple proposing to each other. Actually, my friend Vegeta proposed to Bulma at a Dragon Ball Z shoot back in 2011. So
Oh, okay.
that happened at the same time we started dating, and I was like, wow. So then like 4 years later, like almost 4 years later, that's when I popped the question.
Hey, sure, yeah, that's definitely yeah, that's definitely go over. And I even remember the last time that I was at Otakon, similar kind of thing. The last time I was at Otakon was in 2012, and it was when I did my game show panel. This was with my olds group, Sonic Whammy Enterprises. When I did my show then. We ended up doing, like, because of time constraints and technical difficulties at the start of the panel that made us start like 20 minutes later, whatever the case was. We ended up doing like a very rushed game of Press Your Luck at the end with me hosting, and the person that ended up winning. And we still played a full game because the contestants didn't get a lot of questions right, so there weren't many spins. But one person still had a huge win, and that woman that won, she said, like, this is the best convention I've ever been to. I've won here. I just got engaged last night here at the con, and it's just so. I mean, it's like I know some people, like this environment and get caught up in the moment of doing it. So I think it doesn't surprise me that this is not the first. That you ran into something like this. I have not been lucky to yet, but that's the closest thing that I had.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I also have other memories to share with, but if you want to go ahead.
Hold that thought. We'll get some more around and things like that, because I know there's going to be some things about the Baltimore environment I want to make sure we get in discussion here. All right, here, Charles, jump back in there for a second if I can get off there.
Yeah.
So here, what's one of your Otakon stories?
Well, I got a couple actually. When I was Whammy on your version of Press Your Luck, I loved that. That was a blessing.
Oh yes, yeah. We first met. Matter of fact, 6 years ago. Yeah, it was 2010. You came to our show. Yeah, you had your whole Ghostbusters thing going, correct?
Yeah. And then yes, also in 2007, I was in the 2007 Otakon Masquerade, cosplaying as Link.
Oh, okay, so you've done the Link thing for. How far back do you go with Otakon?
2002.
Oh wow, okay, so you've really been involved in it a while.
Yeah, basically. My favorite convention.
Did you ever imagine, Charles, when you first went there in 2002, like how big was the audience there? Back then, 14 years ago, when you first went, how big of a crowd was it?
I think it was like 15,000, I think.
And now knowing that it's, because what is it now? It's like 30, 35 or something like that. I know there's an attendance cap now, at least while they've been in Baltimore the last couple of years. But what is it up to now? What were the last numbers?
The latest pre-reg numbers?
Yeah, what do they got this year?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Okay. But while you're pulling those up here, just to ask you, did you ever imagine that all these years later that Otakon would blow up to be the kind of the kind of convention it is now?
I would definitely agree with it. Oh, here are the latest numbers: 25,382.
Okay, well, hey, that's pretty good. Now I know they've had some years in recent where the numbers have been higher and stuff like that, because I know they've reached 35 before and stuff like that. But yeah, but hey, still 25,000 in one place. That's still incredibly impressive or whatever.
Bless you.
No, go ahead.
It's a blessing, my brother.
Oh, okay. No, oh no, I thought you had something to say there.
It's a blessing that I've met a lot of people at the convention over the past 15 years. And after this, I'm deciding to retire.
Yeah, no, you were saying that on the Otakon message boards on their main site, and what reason? And matter of fact, that's another question that Scott's going to be asking the Otakoners. We decided to ask them, as to who's not going to make the jump to DC. For how many people is this going to be their last Otakon convention? So I'd be curious to see what the end result of that is along the way too. So, but for you personally though, Charles, what reason do you have for that you're saying this is it?
I spend a lot more time with my wife back home.
Okay, so it's more just a family. It's nothing against it being in DC at all.
No. It's to be a family thing. So I want to spend more time with my wife. That's all.
Okay, so all right, so just one. All right, well that's totally fair. Whatever. I'd be curious to see what other people's reasons are, because I could probably imagine some would be against the whole DC thing. But that's everybody's individual reason. Mine not the reason why. Let me see. I know for me, first Otakon for me was back in 2009, and I had 4 years running that I went there. I just know for myself, the one thing that I always had to deal with every single year is that I always went down, even if I was coming down with other people from my team then, or whatever the case was. From a family perspective, I was always there alone, and that meant that my wife Andrea, bless her heart, she's always back here with. At the time, it was just Brianna. Like I said, I stopped coming since 2013 because, and you of course know this, Ed, that the 2013 convention, when it was set up, Joey was about to be born the week after, so there was no way I was coming down to join my other guys to do the game shows, because who the heck knows if something happened to her while I was gone and things like that. Yes. Sure enough, just after the convention was over, the Friday after, that's when in 2013, that's when Joey was born. So he was born on the 16th. So he's going to turn 3 on Tuesday.
Wow.
So, yeah. But one thing though I definitely want to thank you about, Ed, was that you and we met through the fighting game photo shoots since when I started coming down there and stuff like that, because I always used to do Ryu. I can't really, even though I still have the cosplay, I can't really do Ryu anymore for obvious reasons. But I remember, you were kind enough that when you were organizing the fighting shoot that year, or whatever, you posted that video, and the video is still on YouTube. I ran into it the other day where you did the camera thing. You had everybody that went to the fighting shoot, sending me well wishes and things like that. So I've always appreciated that you did that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was always a good thing. And you're still doing the fighting game shoots now, right?
Yeah,
my basement looks like death.
Oh.
Hi, Liz.
Well,
Hi.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see you come in, Liz. Hey.
I just showed up.
Yes, okay. I had another window open, so I didn't. I couldn't. I
was wondering what was going on.
I couldn't see you there. I know, like I said, because again, for some reason, Charles is. Noise feed is hogging the camera there, but if those of you looking on the YouTube, you can see next to my face, Liz Reed is there, so she's in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yes. Hey, as long as you're here, we're glad to have you. So, but let me here. I'll get to you in a second, Liz. But let's see. But Ed, like I said, you've how long have you done the fighting game shoots again?
I did. I started doing, when I started, it was Capcom versus SNK in 2006, Otakon, and then I've been doing it consecutively until 2010, and then 2011 was a new change. I want to say, let's get all the fighting games involved. And
well, yeah, because that was something when I first went in 2009. it was a just Street Fighter shoot that I was involved with, so I did that when it was all good. And then the following year in 2010, I was organizing it on the boards, and that was probably how we met and stuff like that. I was trying to get all the fighting games included. I was calling it Street Fighter versus the World. Was the name I kept giving it, and I used that at several other conventions and things like that. Granted, of course, Street Fighter was the majority that showed up, but we had some SNK people. I know we've had a couple of Tekken people here and there that showed up periodically and stuff like that. We tried to get the mixes and things like that. But
2009 goes. I remember when they had to shoot it was raining, and we had to move it inside.
I don't know if I was there for that one. I don't think I was ever involved in a shoot that got rained out or something like that.
Supposed to be and then we move it inside, and then the Street Fighter people were saying we'll kick out all the SNK so that Street Fighter will have their own shoot. And that kind of ticked me off a bit because I was doing all SNK.
Huh. That's weird. I don't know. That seems strange that they would do that, but who knows? But let me see here. Okay, while we're on the subject with the photo shoots and things like that. Here, Liz, I'll let you jump in for a second. Because every time, as a matter of fact, the first 2 times I met you, and this was not at Otakon, but the first 2 times I met you, you were doing cosplays when you played Press Your Luck those 2 times with me. I'm trying to remember what 2 things you did back then.
I might have only done it for one. I was Pikachu once.
Well, you did that at Anime Next 2011, but then you had some kind of schoolgirl character or whatever that you did the first time we met at New York Comic Con 2010. The first time you played.
I don't know. I dressed up as Pikachu for New York Comic Con, and then one day I didn't go in cosplay. I just wore a Pikachu T-shirt and like a skirt.
Okay, I don't think that was it. I think I still have the old video somewhere. I'll have to dig that up. Maybe we'll get to about it. Even though, granted, you're only seen from the upper half, but maybe we'll figure it out. But in general, like I said, Ed talked about the fighting game shoots. Were there ever in your times in going to Otakon any photo shoots that you were involved in ever?
Oh yeah. Once I figured out what photo shoots were, I went to all of them that I could. Oh yeah, we also did a private one. It's Otakon weekend. You're going in the thing. I have friends here who don't want to be filmed and who have already come to the house for Otakon.
Feel free, if they've got stories to share, hey, please, we'd love to hear them. No, that's what this is all about tonight. So if they've got anything they want to share, even if you don't want to get on camera, guys, that's okay. If you want to, just make sure you're loud enough so that we can hear the story. And no, please, by all means, jump in.
But yeah, I think I went to my first photo shoot back in 2010, and I just wandered into it, and then after that people started actually organizing photo shoots more, and now there's like that whole chat board where you can find the official ones, and
right. Well, I know a lot of people set them up on cosplay.com and things like that. By the way, what photo shoot did you stumble into?
A Pokemon one.
Oh, okay. Oh, were you doing your Pikachu at the time?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and I was with someone who was a Pokemon trainer and Misty.
Okay. That's pretty good there. Let me see, Charles, what about you? Like I said, I know we met when you were doing the Ghostbusters thing, but were there any actual photo shoots you ever physically got involved in?
Yes, there was. There were 2. Otakon 2007, it was Link from the Legend of Zelda photo shoot. And in
I can sense you do Link a lot. Is Link a regular thing for you?
Not exactly. I do different characters.
Okay. So it would just seem to keep coming up on Link over and over again.
Well, and also in 2008 I did Naruto from Fooly Cooly.
Oh, okay. So, but it's just been those 2 so far a day or whatever. Never found any other Ghostbusters, huh?
They did 2010.
No, I mean, I know you did, but did you ever find any others that year to gather together?
I sure did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did find some?
Sure did.
Okay, did you get a group photo at least, or whatever the case
Yes, it
was?
was. I have a bunch of them on Facebook. If you want to look at them.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right. So maybe not technically a photo shoot, but something of that nature, whatever the case is.
I'll
So,
send you the pictures later, okay?
question for you.
Okay. Yeah. We'll keep that up there if there's some way we could get a link to that for other viewers. We'll figure that out. Let me see. Liz, any of your friends there have any photo shoots that they attended in convention past?
Only with you. Tell them about gravitation. Tell them about gravitation.
Oh yeah. I think the first year we went to a photo shoot that was planned was the gravitation one that got spread around by word of mouth, and it was this cute little photo shoot. I don't know, there were under 20 of us.
Oh, easily.
And we all bonded and traded information at the end of it, and it was super cool. Like, I'm still Facebook friends with them.
That's right. Gravitation, you said it was?
Yes.
Ah, okay. But even though you're saying less than 20, hey, to get even 15 people of the same fans of me, that's still a pretty decent sized group, I would think.
It was a decent size, and yeah, there were 4 couples there, and
That's 10 people.
yeah, and then there were like
Less than 10.
no, there were not less than 10 there, because
Well, someone took the photos.
there were a couple other.
That's how the photo things work with the different characters going, and then the different pairing. Tell me about do that thing.
Oh yeah, and
Stop looking at us.
I'm sorry, you're talking to me. I need to look at you so I can.
Hey, I told them to jump in.
And they won't come over here. And when I turn the computer, they yell. Yeah, they called up all the different pairings and all the. And they called up all the different like groups of us, and it was really fun because it was this kind of like small intimate photo shoot, and we actually got to hang out and get to know each other as opposed to like the bigger photo shoots. Like we went to the Ruby shoot last year because we were all Ruby characters, and like you don't meet anyone at those shoots.
Why do you feel? Why do you feel that, like you said you don't really meet anybody? Why do you feel that's the case?
It's such a big shoot, and there are so many people there that, like, you don't really get a chance to talk to, like, the people around. I know, I'm waving my hand.
No, I'm saying because you feel like running in and out of it.
Oh, yeah. And you're trying to get so many people running in and out, because, like, they're like, all right, all the rubies come up, and, like, 10 or 20 rubies run. Everyone snaps pictures.
No, you're right. No, I get you, because you have to, with so many of you got to listen for the cues so you don't miss your chance to be in the next group or whatever. So. Whereas
I went to MagFest, and we did a Ruby photo shoot at MagFest, and it was really small. What are you whispering about? And it was really small, and I hung out with those people and made friends with those people, and one of them is about to stay at my house for Otakon, who I met at MagFest.
Hey, you find them anywhere you can, so no, that's all good, and it's always good when I know, and especially true for Otakon. I hear about a lot of people that band scare and things like that, and if they've got people that are local, they'll house them up and stuff like that. That's always a good thing to be able to help out, because we know how expensive it could be. People coming from all around to this convention particularly, so it's always good when you can help a friend out and save the money, whatever the case is.
Yeah, my one friend is here from Miami.
Oh wow! We got come from way south. Yeah, I'll tell you something. Wait, let me ask you guys this real quick. Oh, hey, how are you? What's your name?
Come here. Oh, come in for a moment. This is Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Good to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
And
thank you.
Kelly and I have known each other forever, and she started coming up from Miami to visit me and go to Otakon.
6 years ago. 6 Otakon this year.
Nice.
That's good. Hey, it's great that you guys have been doing that for that long. It's a real testament to the friendship. What is with the petting like a cat thing?
She's actually behind Blake.
Yes, she's dressing as a cat girl.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. That makes sense.
I'm just kidding. Nice talking to you guys.
No, good seeing you, Kelly.
No, Kate over here.
Yeah, That's good though. But all right, here while we're on the subject, okay, all right, long distance, okay, just going around now. Okay, in your case, Liz, okay, your friends from Miami. Ed, in your case, in all the years that you've gone to Otakon, the furthest person away that you ever met at Otakon, what's the furthest place that somebody came from?
It might actually be Florida. I've met.
Okay, well, in your case, Liz, before. What about you, Ed?
I met a lot of West Coast people, like California.
Oh, okay.
Seattle's one, and someone that used to live in New Jersey now lives in Seattle. So I've been meeting a lot of people in the West Coast that used to go there that lived in the West Coast. Like when I went to Fanime, I know there were some Otakon people in Otakon as well.
I see. Okay.
Dark.
That makes sense. Okay, so you got to Seattle. Charles, like I said, technically you're long distance now because now you're in Texas. But I know you used to be a Baltimore guy. But who's anybody that you ever befriended at Otakon? What's the furthest away that they ever were? You ever met somebody from?
Well, the furthest way so far, I thought it was one of my friends from California, who I really don't talk to.
We met someone else from Florida.
Okay, you got a California as well.
Used to. We don't talk anymore.
Okay.
We clashed a lot when it comes to ideas for costumes. Him and I clashed a lot.
What? Oh, you're cool. You want to show them
Hey, you got very comedic conversation going on over there, Liz. What happens?
And they just keep talking, and it's hard to pay attention because they're giggling.
You came over here.
Something's got them in the
They're
ears, I can tell. Here, I'll give you 1 second. I'll give you guys 1 second to just get the giggles out. 1 minute there. But anyway, for me though, longest distance person that I ever met, probably in the same vein as you two, Ed and Charles, because for me, first year that I was there in 2009, one of my Press Your Luck contestants in that first year or whatever, I was shocked that she came all the way from Alberta, Canada. She came all the way from Edmonton.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. I know there's like rogue pieces of her performance in particular because she was the first person I ever had that got 3 whammies in round 1, and she managed to survive and win the first round. Actually, she didn't win the game, but she survived the first round. Had to survive 7 pass spins straight, and somehow fended it off. After she couldn't hit a single thing to save her life, she kept all her first 3 spins were whammy, whammy, whammy. But then she survived 7 straight pass. It was like, how in the world?
My friend Dodge, by the way.
How you doing, bud?
So, who the heck knows? Oh wait, we have another visitor there?
Yeah, this is my friend Dodge. He's all the way from Baltimore in the Dundalk area, and I've been friends for a number of years.
Ah, very good. Good to have you there and on there.
As well.
What's going on?
Here for the convention too?
Yep. Yeah, I'm going.
Anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
Ancient Aliens. There's supposed to be somebody from the Ancient Aliens coming there.
Yeah, I want to get their autograph for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's always good when you can get the autographs. I know those aren't easy to get into. I haven't tried it myself, or at least I don't think so.
They're all supposed to be there. They're all supposed to be there. The guys from the Ancient Aliens. So I definitely want to get their autographs.
Definitely good. Well, here's hoping or whatever. Okay. All right. Switching gears a little bit with regards to some interesting stories within Otakon. I want to share this one because I know that there's been over the years there's been a lot of times where some more interesting people have caused some rabble-rousing or other sorts of things like that within the Otakon convention. As friendly and as nice as it is, there are some infamous and interesting stories and things like that. And I got one in particular that I want to make sure that we get. Oh, good. Good. I just found I could control the camera. That's good. I got to remember that for the future. I'm learning more about this all the time as we go. And this story comes from a friend of mine by the name of Ernie Lyud. He works with MTV and those groups now or whatever, or Discovery rather. He works with now. But when I first came on the scene, he was one of the people that helped me out a lot in terms of getting me some exposure because he used to run a convention news thing called Out of Time Productions. I know they still do some stuff now, but he went to all of my early shows and he gave me a lot of coverage, and I appreciate him for that. He told me before the show he sent me this one or two about an infamous thing that he did. He was telling about this. In 2007, I did a little video called Free Pocky, where a friend dared me to scream out Free Pocky in the middle of the fountain area at Otakon. We'll talk about the fountain a little more as we go. So I did it. It's on YouTube. It's pretty funny, and I wanted to continue doing it. So the next year, in 2008, I did the same thing and did it again in the same fountain area. However, this time, I was asked by staff for my badge to come with them to the office. I kept on asking why, and they wouldn't give me an answer until I handed my badge to them. So I give it to them, and they ask me to come to the office. I'm in the office nervous as hell because I have no idea what's going on or what rule I broke. They didn't give me an explanation. Then security comes over and gets real close to me for some reason, which actually unnerves me, and they kept on asking why I'm nervous. I told them I wasn't. I just wanted to know what was going on. So in the end, they gave me a warning and just told me not to be shouting out Free Pocky anymore. I told them okay, and I walked out to my crew waiting outside and wondering what exactly happened. I was just as clueless as them. I still have no idea why I was questioned. We have done the Free Pocky segment several times after that, and we did again at Otakon 2 years later. But we did fix it to not have a mob running after me. So that's a little unusual, yes. Let me see. Ed, did you ever? I don't suppose you ran into this in any of your travels with the Free Pocky, did you?
I don't. I remember seeing some Free Pocky. I think there was some one back in I think like 04, 05. It's like rub your tummy for Pocky, and I did.
Rub your tummy?
Rub someone's tummy. It's like some guy wanting to rub his tummy for Pocky, and I'm like, what? I don't know why I did that. It was like the dumbest thing I ever did. I didn't know I think it was like back in 04, 05. It was like the dumbest thing because I remember back in 04 they used to allow they've been doing all the signs for Free Pocky. It's like one of those things when they used to allow signs, and then after 04, they just decided not to continue, not to do that because it's considered prostitution or solicitation.
Jeez, because now wait, we know there's always been like free hugs signs that people have carried, but then they made people stop doing that.
Because that's considered prostitution as well. Like I know, I've been to other conventions. Like when I went to Fanime one year, someone put "sex me for food." A sign.
Oh God!
What?
I'm not even sure I want to know. Maybe better off I'm not. I don't know or whatever on that one.
Yeah.
Let me see. No, I get you. Here, Liz. Let's get you back in there. If I could get your microphone unmuted here. Yes, I know you're there. Here, wait. If you could get your microphone unmuted there, Liz. Come on, up there it goes.
I'm back.
Let me see. No, it's okay. No, I just want to make sure to just give you guys a chance to get the giggles out, or whatever. What about for you? Do you recall any like we said, like with the Free Pocky, any like major rabble rousers or any sort of thing like that you can recall?
Yeah.
What? So
back when. I think this was back in 2010 or 2011. My friend went to Otakon with a big sign on himself, and on one side it said, "The cake is a lie," and I think on the other side it said, "You just lost the game." And you know that was when that was when the game was really big, and they actually confiscated his sign from him
because any particular reason?
They told him that it was a really big sign, like it hung over his shoulders and like hung down to like his thighs. And they said that because this sign wasn't part of a cosplay, that's why they took it. I don't know if they revised that policy. But yeah, they didn't like that he was walking around in this sign. And it's not like he said anything offensive on his sign. All the words were clean.
I'd be curious then why then that got eliminated here, but who knows or whatever. So, but
yeah, he's happy because he made that sign.
Well, who knows? We'll see there. Hey, Charles, let's see. How about you? What crazy exhibitions did you ever see people do?
Oh yeah.
You remember all the different chants?
Oh, chanting? Well, I can think.
Stretcher, Marco Polo, and all that junk.
I don't remember a Marco Polo. That doesn't sound familiar to me. How far back does that one go?
2009.
Okay, wait. That would have been my first one. Was there a? Oh, okay. You know what? No, wait. Now it's starting to ring a bell. Okay, I think I do remember a brief thing in Marco Polo, whatever. Yeah. I think apart from that, I think the only other rabble rouser I ever saw in any sort of way like that, whatever. I remember one guy with a Peter Griffin mask from Family Guy just kept walking around the whole convention, holding up his stick and going butt scratcher, and just annoying the heck out of people. That's like the one in particular that I remember.
Well, my old man's joined here for the Chasmo. My dad's joined me for the Chasmo. He's also joined here for the con too.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We gotcha. Yeah. Good to have you there. Liz, you said your friends had another.
My friend just whispered it to me.
Why don't you just say it?
Huh?
Why don't you just say it?
Because I don't want them all to be my ideas. You're contributing over there. So she was bringing up.
It's okay over there. We don't fight.
They're camera shy. She was bringing up when we go to the raves, you actually get in trouble for forming like the dance circles. And
why?
Yeah, I don't know why we get in trouble for it. But the Otakon staff always breaks up the dance circles, and then you just go find another one because they're all over. I guess they can't see as much what's going on in them because usually what's going on in the dance circle is like, I don't know, it's a little rougher dance. Yeah, but it's like people showing off, I guess, and they don't want someone to get hurt. I'm not really sure why.
When you say dance circle, you mean like how like at like a party or a wedding or something like that, just everybody will gather a circle and then one person will come in and do their solo bit for a few seconds and the next. Okay, so those sort of things. Okay, but
that's how I dance.
But they just want, but in spite of the big crowd that I get, what is it? They just want to be able to keep an eye on everybody? I
guess that's it. Or I guess they figure that in the circle you can't see what's going on in the circle unless you're in it. What?
Not like you can really see anybody else in that big a crowd. It is a rave after all.
Yeah, I know. And you can't tell what's going on in the rave anyway. So I'm not really sure why it's a big deal, but we've definitely been in more than one dance circle that's gotten broken up, and nothing bad has been happening in them.
If you had to pin it, what would have been the craziest like individual move you saw any one person perform in the circle?
Definitely some breakdancing.
Oh, okay. They got all the windmills spinning on the floor.
Yeah, I think we've seen that. Have we seen that? Yeah, I'm sure
we've
seen that. We've been to a lot of raves.
Did anybody ever do it in cosplay?
You do see people in cosplay at the rave. Actually.
Oh, but I mean breakdancing.
Yeah,
I mean breakdancing.
I've never seen that, but because usually people are just in like rave wear, like brightly colored stuff with glow sticks, and but you do see a couple people in cosplay. Yeah, some people really do go all out.
Yeah, I could imagine there. Yeah. So, but
yeah, the rave gets pretty intense.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, there's a lot of places that get very intense at Otakon or whatever. And while we're on the subject of intense places, ones that get a lot of controversy and things like that, I know there's one place that on the Baltimore grounds there that gets a lot of attention, and in recent years has been getting the wrong kind of attention, and that would be we referred to it before, the fountains over at the thing. Particularly the last couple of years since I haven't been there. There's been I've been hearing a recurring stunt where somebody is putting some kind of soap or detergent in the fountain and making the whole thing foam up.
I heard about that.
People put bubbles in the fountain.
Yeah. Did you ever do or go or visit a photo shoot where that was happening, Ed?
I saw pictures
I've never
online.
I've walked by it, but I've never been.
Wait, let's let it go first here.
Huh?
Here, wait, let Ed go first.
Oh, me?
For a second. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ed, you first.
Like me, well, before we start the fountain, there's another rambling thing I want to discuss. This was back in Otakon 2007. This was the Capcom versus SNK shoot, and we had a mosh pit because we put a ton of video, and we started a mosh pit, and then security went and warned us, saying that if this happens again, we'll get kicked out.
We know you're fighting games, but don't take it literally.
I didn't do anything. I wasn't expecting a mosh pit. I was like, geez. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Sorry for my French. So anyway, as far as the fountains goes, I saw pictures about it, videos about it, and I'm like, why would they do something like that? That kind of pisses me off. It
never made any sense to me either.
They just like to do it for just to be an idiot or something. I also noticed a few days. I noticed some of my Otakon buddies from the past posted another photo of them swimming in that fountain, thinking it's like the enemy free, and they just use it as a swimming pool. I was like, why?
That's kind of dumb in my opinion. And actually, they're actually closing that fountain down. Turn it down.
That was me.
No, yeah, I know, yeah, it has. You're right. It's gotten to the point where they're closing it down for the whole, weekend and stuff like that because they know that they know somebody's gonna come along and do this again. But it's weird.
In 2007, my father went as Yoda one year.
Yeah. Let me see. Charles, did you ever run into any fountain mishaps like that or whatever? Did you ever see the foam incidents?
Not a bit of it.
Are you glad you didn't see them?
It's really things, yes. Well, let me tell you, my dad, in 2007, he cosplayed as Yoda.
Ah, well, and that's always good when everybody gets involved with it and things like that. I remember a couple years ago, one of the last times I went, somebody about how old's your dad, Charles?
I'll be 67 this month.
God bless you. Congratulations. Yeah, I met a guy a few years ago. I went to Otakon that he was probably in his maybe mid-50s or something like that or whatever. And his kids actually convinced him to do some cosplay because he had a naturally long mustache or whatever the case is that he looked like Jamie from the Mythbusters. So they got him the beret. They got him the white. Just plain the simple white dress shirt and the slacks like you see Jamie wear on the show or whatever, and he fit the mold perfectly. It was great, and he was enjoying that the attention that he was getting from it. So no, it's always a little fun to get involved with that and stuff, whatever. Okay, all right, here, Liz, jump back in there. All right, so you were saying about the fountain.
What was I saying about the fountain? Oh yeah, we're pretty sure. We're having a conversation about. That's why I muted myself.
No, it's okay.
Because I can't be tamed. I'm pretty sure that in general they are tearing that fountain down for either remodeling or just permanently because the fountain, like Kate said, fountain maintenance is really expensive. But I know we went to a photo shoot last year at the fountain where we all hung we all held signs saying like that we love the fountain and don't tear down the fountain. So like,
a photo shoot protest, was it?
Yeah. But I think
if you've got any pictures of that, yeah, I want to see those.
I do.
So, okay,
yeah,
share them with me later on. That would be good. Yeah, they'll be curious. Maybe I'll put them on a future abridged or whatever, just for the amusement. I'm sure some people would get a kick out of seeing them. Yeah, I never myself saw anything in relation to the foam incident. Like I said, the foam incidents didn't really start happening until after I stopped going to Otakon when Joey was being born. But it just seems crazy. I honestly hope they don't tear the set down, because honestly, it is a very beautiful fountain. If anybody watching has never seen it, try to look up some pictures of that fountain next to the Baltimore Convention Center. It really is a fabulous looking piece there, and just in general, it produced a lot of magnificent backdrop for cosplay shoots. So it's going to be a shame that we missed that. That's one big thing that we're going to miss about Baltimore. The other big thing, well, I'm hoping that we're not going to miss this other thing, because anybody that goes to Otakon knows that no trip to Otakon or the Baltimore Convention Center is complete without a trip right outside the door and getting a little bit of refreshment. I am sure you guys know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
I see you dancing there. I saw you dancing there. Yes, exactly. Yes, for those that don't know, there is a guy out there. If you've never been to Otakon, there's a guy out there. He and I don't mean this to sound racist. It's just what it is. This is a black guy. He's chiseled to the nines. All he wears is a camouflage baseball cap and khaki shorts. No shirt. He's shirtless the whole time, and the whole weekend he's got that megaphone. And you can look it up on YouTube. There are videos after videos of this guy just doing his bit all weekend. I got the ice cold water, and it's only $1. I got the ice cold. Yeah. My daughter, like I said, Brianna has never been to Otakon, but I brought these stories back for her. She likes hearing about the ice cold water guy. I mean, I wow all my friends when I show these videos, like, this guy makes a living out of this, or I mean, I don't think this is his actual day job or whatever, but we gotta agree, he makes a killing every single year. I would say he probably sells more than anybody else in terms of the stuff. Would you guys agree?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree that the Ice Cold War guy is probably the #1 vendor at the whole convention?
Oh yeah.
That would be actually, there was an actually #1 vendor. Inside the Blues room as well, there's a bunch of other good ones.
There's one right there. It's just like...
Yeah, that definitely makes sense there, yeah. Now, I think some people said, and I would love, since you guys are all there, I would love to get some clarifications. If any of you guys get a chance to talk to that guy, I honestly want to know two things, and I'm sure some other people would too. First of all, I'd like to know what his actual name is. You only go so far calling somebody the ice cold water guy. You like to actually have a name to know. That's the first. The second thing is, some people have said that he occasionally does some stuff in the D.C. area too. But I've gotten conflicting reports on that. I would love to find out if any of you guys can get a chance to talk to him and see if next year when they go to DC, if he's going to take the show with them. You think you guys could do that for me?
I'll see what I can do. I'm probably gonna be busy.
You're talking the ice cold water guy.
Yeah, just to see if will we see him in DC next year? Because I'll tell you this, guys, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do my best to be there in DC next year, and I'm gonna bring the whole family with me. because we're going to go there for a couple extra days so we can see the Smithsonian and other sorts of things like that. So this way we can actually make it a full-out family vacation, not just about the convention. That was the tipping point that got me to convince Andrea to do it. So we're going to try to do that next year, and hopefully, I'll see some of you guys there. But in general, though, now, and we'll kind of close on this. With the convention coming to next year, oh yes, well, actually, real quick, one last other thing. One other major incident, and Ernie mentioned about this too, and I know I was there for it. I'm sure you guys were too, or whatever. The infamous fire alarm poll of 2011. Anybody remember that?
That was 2010.
Photo shoot. It was good.
Oh, you were there.
Down the containment grid.
What happened there?
Well, me and my friend saying, "Oh, somebody shut down the containment grid." We were doing that Ghostbusters photo shoot.
You actually had a photo shoot going, and it yeah, but that was just like completely crazy and totally random that happens. Yeah, we never figured out what the story was on that.
And Concept 547, please do not pull the fire alarm.
Yeah, but somebody did though, and that was really crazy when all that went down. But who knows? All right. So anyway, so let me ask this in closing then. All right. So with this now being the last one, and now going to DC, is there anything? And this is whether you're going or not. What do you hope? What do you most look forward to seeing happen for the convention when they go to DC? Here, Liz, you can start this one. What is it that you look most forward to about the move to DC?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm real salty about the move to DC, so I'm not looking forward to any part of it.
Well, I know, because you're Baltimore local, I know that.
I guess the one thing I might be looking forward to is if the DC Convention Center is truly bigger than the Baltimore Convention Center, it would be nice. When I was there in 2014, like, I don't like when strangers touch me personally, and like walking in crowded hallways with people like super close to you, I did not like that year. And like the lines to get into things were horrible, so I'm hoping that the DC Convention Center is bigger and we won't have the space issues that we had 13 and 14.
Yeah, well, let's hope definitely about that or whatever. Ed, how about you? What do you most want to see happen?
If I plan to go next year, which I doubt, but I would love to see bring back the. I remember when I remember when they used to do like 1 day badges. I would love that to come back because there might be times I might just go for like 1 day or 2 days rather than just all 3 or 4 days. Because back in the day they used to sell single day memberships, but when they do the attendance cap, they don't do that.
How far back to the single days go? Because they had to have existed before 2009. Because by the time I started getting involved, it was just weekends or nothing.
It started it started back in last time they did it was 2004.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it does go further back than me.
And then and then when I heard that they announced the cap the following year, I was like, oh great, this group thing. I was wondering why they do that. I guess it's because because of the space, as mentioned by Liz, is very small, like the convention size. So the Baltimore convention is pretty small, but. Hopefully, we'll see about the DC one. So if I plan going to Otakon DC, I'll probably be for 1 day only. But overall, I don't have any plans for that convention.
Well, we'll see. Well, hey, if I definitely make sure and get the booking that they're to go there to DC myself, I'll try to convince you. So I'll try to convince the both of you. So so this way we can all. We could all tag up at least once during the weekend. So I promise we'll find a way.
I'm on music here too.
So let's see. All right, now Charles, I know you said that this Otakon is, like you said, is gonna be your last one. But what, in general though, Charles, what do you want to see happen most for Otakon in these next couple years as they're going to be in DC?
Hall of Fame for all the people who've been going over the years, and people have been inducted for a long time. I say more like a Hall of Fame kind of thing in today's sport.
What do you mean? I'm not sure I follow.
Like how WrestleMania has the day before WrestleMania has the Hall of Fame ceremony. So
No, right, no, I would say, but I mean but what a Hall of Fame in terms of what?
Like saying they've been a blessing. Say they've been doing for a long year. They come out to give it an award for that, for like a long time achievement.
Wait. Are you talking about the voice actors or people attending the conventions, or what is this?
The attendees, everybody.
Okay, how would they keep track of something like that though?
That'd be confusing though, but they always been doing that. But I say they the Hall of Famers for the voice actors, like the ones who've been in the memoriams as well for people who passed on.
Oh, okay. I see something like that. Yeah, no, because occasionally, we lose some names, over the course of time and things like that. Matter of fact, I think, like I said, I don't follow too many of the voice actors, myself, wherever. I mean, I'm trying, but I know that with everybody talking about how like this year for a while was like one famous person dying after another person, whatever. It's kind of cooled recently or whatever. But it was just that I don't think there have been many people among the voice actor contingent that have parted from us. So if anything, I mean, I can understand it, and I guess you're right, Charles. In a sense, DC seems like an appropriate place to to house something like that or whatever, and maybe establish. Would you say maybe have one of the screening rooms devoted to anime to that particular person voiced or something like that?
Yeah, that.
Do you think that would work?
I think that'd be definitely a good idea.
That's all right. That would seem the most fitting tribute then, perhaps, or whatever. Well, we'll see. Because it's definitely going to be a very different year next year. So we'll see how it all plays out. And if anything, I'll be lucky enough to not only be there, but also get to see what kind of game show space or panel space they have. So because I'll definitely be trying to get the game shows back there. Me, Scott, and Paul, and all that kind of thing. So. All right. Well, listen, guys. I really appreciate that you guys could, come by and share your stories and things like that. And again, also thanks to Ernie Lyig of formerly of Out of Time Productions, and also our tag team partner Scott Goldsteiner. They couldn't make it, but I'm glad they gave me some stories in advance I could share with with all of you out there in the fanverse or whatever. And I just hope that for all of you guys, I just hope that you keep it very safe and stuff or whatever. Anybody that's like I said, Charles, make sure you get back to Texas safely. Liz, make sure your friends, especially what was your friend's name from Miami again?
Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, all right. Yeah, making sure Kelly and all your is she the only distant one?
No, I mean. She's the furthest one, but like, actually, Kate, you traveled far technically because you're from.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school now?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh,
so my
okay.
other friend who's here is in school in Michigan.
All right. Well, between all of your friends there, Kate and Kelly and all the rest of them, just everybody make sure just have a great weekend with it, get home safely, and all that kind of thing or whatever. And let them know, Liz, as shy as they've been tonight or whatever, please come on by and check back in again soon. No, I appreciate the stories that they had, and we'd love to have you guys again sometime on a future show. So please come on in. Yeah. Put a subscription on the channel for them. So
I will.
Yeah. So this way, yeah. And I say that to all of you out there too watching. If you enjoyed the show tonight, like I said, you see the like and subscribe buttons down there. Please click on it. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/LostSilverProductions, and we're still waiting on somebody to join the Patreon. Okay, we want some patrons to help us, fund our game show movements and things like that. Because we want to get some really big things. I'll even tell you now, Otakon would be the perfect place to do Wheel of Fortune one year. We want to do it one day.
If they do it, I mean.
Yeah, but we're gonna construct a physical wheel. We're gonna construct, but we need some funding. We need some help. So please, Patreon.com/LostSilver. Help us start doing that. We will have some swag to give you in return for it. All the details are over there, guys. So please help out with that. And just spread the word, guys, in whatever way you possibly can. As I always like to tell people that I meet playing Pokemon Go in the park. If you like the show, tell a friend. If not, keep it to yourself. So, all right. But that's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. We'll be back at our regular Friday night time. We're going to do it, like we said, we'll do this every 4 weeks. So our next one is going to be on Friday night, September 9th. And we haven't established a topic just yet, but we'll figure out one we'll announce it on the abridged newscasts in the Fridays to come. So we'll get that taken care of soon. In the meantime, anybody in the New York area, come see us at Liberty City Anime Con next Friday and Saturday. Our next abridgeds are going to be done live on the con floor. So we'll see you all then. So for Charles. For Ed and for Liz and her crew or whatever, I thank all you guys for being here. My name is Brian Sapinski. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Convention Attention, and we'll see you here from all the gang, Lost Silver Productions, very soon. Have a good night, everybody.
God bless you all, people. God bless you all.